So this woman writes this post: I'm a purposefully single 24-year-old woman, and I think Disney romances have led me to unrealistic expectations. Maybe so. Because I mean, stories are really just as good as the writer. But on the other hand, I was listening to a Tom Bilyeu interview, the guy who basically was one of the partners or the main guy on Quest Nutrition. But he has some good information on relationships. He's got his own relationship channel, him and his wife, Lisa. I follow their work. That's good work for sure. They have a really good marriage and really good marriage to model and kind of take references from. So I guess just shout out to them. But he was talking about this same concept, but he said the number one really archetype that real women are really like they fantasize about is Beauty and the Beast. And so it's like that archetype with a really powerful man, a little bit dangerous, but he's got a lot to him. He's mysterious. There's some kind of conflict and they basically have to overcome this. I don't know if it's because it's just marketed so well or that's really the storyline that women seek. But, thinking about just my experiences and then just looking at people's experiences as well, it's like I do see that a lot where women are chasing. They like to be like chasing the more powerful man, the more dominant man, the one that has mystery, that's like there's just something about him that just kind of draws her in. And she likes to be like chasing. And so it's like she'll have like resistance at first. I mean, this is a storyline too. It's like she'll have resistance at first, but then it's like he basically can walk away and he basically tells her to get out and Beauty and the Beast. And so she leaves, and now there's that space, that distance, and then she comes back eventually, and then, happily ever after kind of deal. But but another one that he was saying was like vampires and pirates. And so what I thought of with those was like, Pirates of the Caribbean and then Twilight. But those two are both very highly marketed. So I don't know if there's a direct relation to specifically those things or like if there's actual sex appeal or whatever it is with those things, or they're just really well marketed. Yeah, who's to say? But let's check out this woman's post. Hey everyone, so this is dating advice. I need it. I'm not sure where to start, so let me just summarize. Last relationship was 4 years ago. It was my second serious relationship, and I loved him very much. It ended when I found out he was cheating on me with more than one girl. That's tough, and it probably contributed to you not getting back into relationships for another 4 years, and now you're still single purposely, as far as your words. And so I would say that's probably a bigger contributor than like Disney movies. Since then, and even before then, I haven't really been able to trust that someone won't eventually cheat on me. Oh, there you go. For example, I could meet the one. We love each other, be married 10 and have 2 kids. Then boom, he leaves me for a younger, sexy lady. So she's associating fear with relationships. And a lot of people who get hurt in relationships, they do this. It's common. And so it's a difficult thing to build up that trust and really, because it really takes a toll on your self-esteem if somebody cheats on you. It's like you're not good enough, or, it develops habits or patterns of thinking where relationships won't work out. It just seems inevitable. There's her belief that any love I receive will be short-lived and eventually I won't be good enough anymore. So when you believe that, you'll find a way to get back to that, or you won't even try like what you're doing. Regardless of anything I could ever do, it seems like it will never be enough. And there you go, not being enough, regardless of anything I do. So she's looking at things she can't control. So it puts her in a helpless place and puts her in a place where she can't basically grow and grow her skills, because she believes that even if she grows her skills, she's still going to fail. So why even grow her skills in the first place? It feels like their desire of sex always wins over anything they could have with me. So I don't know your experience with that. So this is the Disney part. Since real relationships are difficult and untrustworthy, I kind of escape into fantasy land. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so you're thinking about the one thing, the one person's going to come by and then it's going to solve all your problems. You mentioned that earlier as well. This is embarrassing, but I want someone to look at me like Flynn Rider looks at Rapunzel. Okay. Not as familiar with that one. I know like the basic concept. Or care for me and want commitment like Kristoff does with Princess Anna. LOL cringe. Yeah. Okay. Um I understand real relationships are much deeper and come with flaws and everything. I truly don't mind that. But she has another paragraph. These guys, although entirely fictional, have traits I really want in a guy. Like their love and affection is so innocent. Yeah, so I'm not familiar with those movies you mentioned, but it's like if guys are very innocent and sweet and loving and just always just like chasing, or you see like, oh, I have to basically earn this princess's love by saving her from this tower, and I have to basically be this white knight guy that saves the day. And it's like, that is not a good way to go, honestly. It's like, if you try to be like that white knight guy that tries to come in and save everything and damsel in distress kind of deal, oftentimes she's not going to respect you in real life, you know? So it's like, you're going to be too easy, you're going to be too available, you're going to be like you need her and she's your everything, whereas like she's your everything compared to having a mission. You're on your mission, she joins you on your mission. So those patterns, I would say, don't really work in real life. um, and a lot of guys try to do that. They try to sweep in and she's got all these problems, like these money problems or this drug problem, where she's just out of a divorce and now she's got all these kids and now she doesn't know what to do, and now this guy saves the day, like Rapunzel probably. And that, I would say, is an ineffective way to go from a man's standpoint trying to attract women, because even if she like fantasizes over this, it's like once she experiences it, it's like human nature, it's not going to really click. Attraction's not a choice. Some other things she says is you can trust them. Yeah, okay. They really love you, but guys in real life have cheated on me, lied to me, made fun of me, compared me to hotter women, etc. So what is she doing right now? She is stacking all her negative things that have happened to her, and when you stack all your negative things, it just stacks the emotion. You feel worse and worse about yourself, and it's just a way people beat themselves up, and it's really an energy draining tactic, really. So I just want love and a best friend who I can laugh with, someone to share life together with, someone I can trust. But can a real guy live up to all this? Yeah. Yeah, yeah. What do I do? How can I change my outlook? Feel free to call me immature. I hope you all know, as much as this sounds like I'm naive, it's really just that I want something trustworthy and real. Yeah, so it's like, I'd say you have to go succeed again. And it's like, it's going to be scary, but making that jump is probably going to be the best thing you could do in your life as far as your standpoint right now. Because what you've been doing right now, I mean, you've been stacking up all the negative things. It's creating this belief that's really disempowering, and it's caused you to be out of relationships for 4 years. So sometimes when you go through something painful like that, it is sometimes useful to reflect. But when you're getting into the standpoint of 4 years, it's probably time to go on to another person and succeed. And once you get that success, then it's like reignites that whole confidence, that whole process. But just be careful on going into your next relationship with your guard up. And so oftentimes people do this. It's like they will fear, being cheated on from their next one. So they get cheated on, and then are fearful of being cheated on in their next relationship. And then when they're fearful, it's like, well, they're always focused on that. And so they're always thinking like, oh, did he cheat on me? Did he cheat on me? Is he like, he hasn't texted me back in a day. So is he cheating? Is he messing around with somebody else? I saw him flirting with this other girl. Or just you make up infinite reasons in your head if you bring that baggage to the next relationship. So sometimes it's almost like you have to be okay and you have to confront that. And it's like you have to basically take a moment and just go back and say it's okay. It's almost like you forgive, even like horrible things. It's like that is one of the most difficult things to do is forgive people who have really mistreated you, and even see their perspective on why they did it. But if you can go into that and just come from a place of understanding, that is so essential for healing. And it's not to say you forget or you tolerate that. That's not it at all. It's like you forgive. That's a different thing than, tolerating and forgetting. You'll always probably remember it. And, but the whole thing, it's essential. Forgiveness is essential to moving on. And once you can do that, and then once you could succeed, and it's like, then you have a much better shot. And it's like, as far as maintaining relationships, it's like you really have to do the work. You have to study. These are learned skills of attraction, because if you go in it blind, like the vast majority of everyone does, you don't have references, or you don't have a guideline, or don't have a model, or don't have an understanding of how your partner really feels, like genuinely feels in their own thing, and how to really solve problems in ways that would, benefit your partner, or approach it like you want the other person to succeed and they're your ally, not your enemy. Just having a positive belief, knowing how to communicate, like all these are learned skills. And so to really maintain that success after you've jumped in, you really have to, there's no way around it. It's like you have to do the work on yourself to improve at relationships.